Welcome back to the California Gardener. Now in BC, hey, I already made a video about how to propagate basil from clipping off the top. And I didn't show how I did it. Well, this is exactly how. I snipped off the top of my basil plant of another one to prune it back a bit. And I tossed them in little jars like this to hold the leaves up out of the water. And you put the stem in the water. And look at that beautiful root production. And all I do is put water in this jar, and I change it about once a week. And in about 2 weeks, 2 weeks, you get that much root growth. Not all of them grow roots. As you see, this one didn't grow as much, but some of them. This one grew a ton. This one grew a lot of nice long roots. And then I'm just going to plant them. And I have a pot here with some soil that actually had some nasturtiums in, but they dried out. They're done already. So I just kind of loosened up the soil. And I'm going to plant them right in here. So you want the dirt pretty loose, because when you put the roots in, you want to do it quite gently. So let's do our first one. And you can whack these bottom leaves off so that the plant doesn't have to support as much greenery. When it's just getting the roots set up, you want to take off a bunch of the leaves. So we'll take off the first 2 set of big leaves like that. And you could eat those leaves. There's nothing wrong with them. They're perfectly fine. Set them off on the side, and that's about enough leaves like that. We'll put these roots down there, kind of deep like that. And we'll just fill some dirt up there like that. And that's it for that one. We'll stand them up nicely. And I'll leave those little set of leaves down there. They'll grow as well. That will form the plant. So that's one. And that's how I'm going to do the other 3. And what I do is, after, water this pretty good. You have to keep the soil good and moist for the first few days. And last time I just put it in a smaller pot and kept it in the greenhouse. And when it started growing and I could see the roots coming out the bottom, that's when I transplanted it. And it went from this stage, where it was about this big. And in the other video, I put it in that pot. Well, let's go over to the greenhouse and I'll show you that plant. As soon as I put it in the pot, it took off. Let's go see over here in the greenhouse. Look at this greenhouse. Everything, cucumbers growing to the roof. Here's that basil plant. Look at that. In about 2 weeks, it went from that little size that was just, the top of a plant to this. A beautiful basil plant that can be used, cut down, and it'll grow back. Check that out. And the plant that we trimmed back, because it wasn't looking so good, and got those ones in the cup, is right over here. It looked absolutely terrible, but we cut it back because it looked like it was dying. And I fertilized it a bit. This was the one that was looking good. This is the one that was in the greenhouse that started to do not well, and we clipped it off. Look at this plant. This one's doing well. So basil just does better and better the more you cut it. So don't forget that. When they start going to flower like this, that's when it's time to trim them back, because you don't want them to go to flower. You can either pinch the top off like that, or just come along and snip it back a ways, cut the whole branch, and it'll keep growing back. So you can either propagate with those clippings when you snip them off here, or you can use them for dinner. I hope you enjoyed this video. Send me some comments and likes, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching as always. See you later. God bless you and your garden.